Hi, today's video is all about why you should major in English. I am here to combat some of the negativity that being an English major receives, because I've heard my fair share of things like, oh, you're not going to get a job, oh, that's a useless degree, and why are you learning English if it's your native language? Well, this is something that happens to a lot of people who are studying anything in the humanities area, and I promise you that there are lots of opportunities for people like us. Saying that an entire degree is useless is like saying that pizza is not delicious. I don't know why that specific example came into my head, but the point is you can make anything out of your degree. You don't need to study engineering, you don't need to study nursing, and nursing was actually something that I used to want to study when I was in high school before I realized that I would rather study something I'm passionate about and live a life that feels fulfilling instead of doing something that makes me not happy and only doing it for the paycheck. So all of this is to say that I will be talking about why I decided to major in English and why maybe you should as well. So let's get started with reason number 1. You will learn how to handle criticism. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of criticism that's just downright rude and hurtful, the kind that makes you feel like a terrible person after. No, I'm talking about the kind of criticism that we call constructive. So, constructive criticism is there to help you improve your work. Now, why is this important? Well, we post so many things on the internet nowadays, from photos, videos, blog posts, whatever it may be. We have to be able to handle criticism so that we can improve. Now, of course, we always need to be polite when we are giving criticism, which is what my next point's actually going to be, but for actually receiving it, it's so important because we will receive it when we upload things on social media, when we go to work. In so many different areas of our lives, we need to be able to handle it without being really upset, without getting sad. So that's why I truly believe that this is a very important skill that a lot of English majors really learn. I took a creative writing class last year and I was one of the only undergraduate students in it. And I have always loved writing, so this class was something that I was really excited for. But when it came time to share my stories with others, I was very nervous because I had put so much effort and so much time into these worlds and characters. So to have someone, essentially a complete stranger, read my work, I wasn't used to that. But this class truly helped me to strengthen my skills, and in this case, receiving constructive criticism. Now, as you probably guessed, reason number 2, you will learn how to give feedback and how to give constructive criticism. Now, this is equally as important as being able to accept it, because you want to be able to help others so that you can also receive help. And there's so much more to it than just saying, I like this, or I don't like this. No, you don't say what. You don't talk about what you like, what you didn't like. And this is something I didn't realize until I started university. You will learn to talk about why and the how. So why this needs to be fixed. Why is this not clear? And how? How can you fix this? How can you expand on that point and make it clear for somebody who doesn't already know what you're talking about? So having a fresh pair of eyes can really be helpful. And that's why being the person who does that, being the person who gives the criticism, is so important. And of course, you don't want to hurt other people's feelings. You want to uplift them and make them feel good about their work. So by doing that, you will be able to help them and receive the same kind of treatment in return. Point number 3, you will learn about politics, history, and so many other areas. Being an English major means that you do not just study one singular thing. You get the chance to explore and open your horizons so that you can become familiar with different areas. And why is this important? Why is this a reason why you should major in English? So many why. But the reason why I believe that this is important is because when we have a job, we need to be able to interact with so many different kinds of people with different backgrounds, different cultures, different languages. Now, of course, this depends on the kind of job that you end up choosing or getting, but chances are you will be interacting with people who do not have the same backstory as you, who did not grow up in the same places as you. So by studying all these different areas and learning about the culture of a different country through literature and learning about history also through literature and essays, you really open your horizons and become a more compassionate and understanding person. We are not locked into one kind of area. And of course, there's the old expression, jack of all trades, master of none. But you don't necessarily need to master one skill. In life, we need to be able to handle multiple things at once. We need to be able to understand how to multitask, how to write well, how to speak well, how to read a text and know what it means, and how to give that information back to somebody. Now, that's why point number 3 is helpful. It helps you to be more compassionate. You will gain a newfound respect for language. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the heck does that even mean? So, hear me out. When you have a pen and a paper, you have the ability to maneuver someone else's way of thinking. I don't want to say manipulate because that sounds really harsh and negative, but essentially that is what's happening. And that is good because that's the kind of skill that good copywriters need, for example. Now, of course, you don't need to be a copywriter if you're an English major, but that's just one of the kinds of jobs where you need to be able to use language to its fullest extent. That's what your professor wants you to do when he says, you need a thesis, you need to explain more, and you need to expand on your point more. All of this is preparing you to be able to use language in its most powerful form. And that's why I have gained a newfound respect for language. The way things are structured can really influence the outcome of your essay, for example. And the words you use can create an ambience. It can create a feeling. Whatever it is that you're wanting to talk about, you use different words and they become so powerful. So that's why I think that you should major in English as well. The next point, and I don't exactly remember which number we're on, but that's why I'm an English major and not a mathematician. Numbers are not my friend. Anyway, this point has to do with creativity. Now, creativity is so important because in a time where pretty much everything has already been done, we need to be able to put our own spin on things. We need to be able to take an overdone basic idea and make it our own. For example, every time you write an essay, you are being creative. You are taking an idea that has already been discussed by millions of other students before you, and you need to make it your own. You cannot just copy someone else's ideas, even if you agree with them. You need to be able to look into your own mind and expand on what you want to say in a creative way so that it's not repetitive, so that it's not boring. That is so important if you want to become a marketer or something where you need to sell products to people. So if you have an ad and you want to sell somebody this tube of lipstick, Well, why should they buy your product instead of the millions of other products that are already out on the market? You need to take this overdone product and make it special, and you have to do that by using your creative skills. Being an English major allows you to improve those areas like creativity. Now we are moving on to another point. This one is all about the opportunities you will have as an English major. Now, you frequently hear about English majors becoming a librarian or an English teacher. And while I am an English teacher and I would love to be a librarian one day, that's not the only option for you. This is an incredibly diverse degree that allows you to have really good writing skills, speaking skills, and that's just to name a few. Maybe you want to be a copywriter. Maybe you want to be a translator. It really doesn't matter because every company needs someone on their team who has excellent communication skills, which is what every English major should have after finishing their degree. So let's move on to the next point. This one is for every introverted person out there. I have some good news for you. You should be an English major if you like to work with others but also independently. Now, I am extremely introverted, but that's not to say I'm shy. I have no trouble talking to people. I have no trouble expressing my ideas to other people who I don't know. I mean, I'm an English teacher. I talk to hundreds of different kinds of people every month on my computer. But when you are an English major, you have the chance to really enjoy your introverted side. So I'm going to give you a personal example. After everything that has been going on in the world, so many people are finally going back to their campuses. Their classes are no longer all online. However, as an English major, all of my classes this semester are still online because I'm taking literature classes and linguistic classes, and those are the kinds of things that I can do independently. It doesn't involve group work. So while I have no trouble doing group work, I do prefer to work alone. I prefer to work in solitude most of the time. Now, you can still have great people skills and be introverted, but I mean, when you're reading a book, you're not exactly with other people. You are alone, lost in the words on the page. So I think that's why a lot of English majors are introverted, because reading is a personal hobby. You don't need other people to read. So yes, if you're an English major and you are introverted, well, this is why our degree is great. You can work independently and still have really great communication skills. Alright, so this pretty much wraps up the video. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about why you should major in English. And if you already are majoring in English, then hello! Greetings to you, fellow English major. Thanks for checking out this video. Either way, I hope that this video inspires you to study what you want, because you don't need to feel pressured to do anything that you don't want to do. I decided to follow my passion so that I can one day get my dream job, and that is writing. I love writing more than anything else, and that's why being an English major really helps me to improve those skills. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.